everybody. I'm Scott with Lamini, leading some of our solutions and working with our customers, mostly in the enterprise. I am going to hopefully be able to see enough of that as I put together a demo a little bit late before I flew out yesterday. So, pipeline solution that we've just built. And the purpose of the pipeline is really convert a data source. Maybe that's a database schema or it's a bunch of PDF documents. And it's a pipeline to agentically leverage other LLM calls to convert that data into effective training data for an eventual fine-tuning job. Online, we're a fine-tuning and inference platform that's meant to reduce hallucinations. So our fine-tuning recipe very aggressively treats your training data as facts and embeds that as a mixture of experts into an adapter layer of an open source LLM. So this pipeline here, just a couple of simple chunking libraries that we have in our SDK that you can just import. And then right below that is our pipeline definition. There's a lot of levels to the chunking. You can go kind of vary the depth that you're processing in your PDF document, and you can pass in what keywords you should focus on and what sections of the document are important, and then it will leverage those a little bit more specifically as it goes through the pipeline. So much more than just naive chunking and then just hoping for the best, but really particularly focus on portions of the document as it flows through the pipeline. And as we look at the definition of the pipeline here, it's really simple. Just extend the base node that we have in our SDK, and then each node of the pipeline, just give it the model that you want to use for that node, and then the role, which is basically the system prompt, and then give it the output that you expect from the model. So our question generator there is going to be, we want it to output a question. So output type would just say, hey, generate me a key question out of this stage of the pipeline, and then we're going to use that key in the prompts later as we say, hey, answer the question that was generated. And so the second node is an answer node, and that is the same structure as our question node. And then our third node, most importantly, is the output of this pipeline is training data. So this pipeline is meant to agentically parse and produce training data from any input. And then what we're going to do now is validate that, hey, given the chunk of text that I'm looking at, or database schema I'm looking at, whatever the use case, is it a valid question and answer that was generated from the previous steps of the pipeline? And we're going to basically just flag or kick out any ones that are invalid. Again, validity is based on the prompt. So whatever you want to define as valid for the use case, you can do that in the prompt for the validator, and then we'll just define our validator as the last step of our pipeline, and those all get stored and logged. I'll show a table of all the results in a second, and maybe it won't get there, but I'll mention it at the end. And so after we've defined our pipeline, we can just execute this. There's a data directory at the top of that tree on the left, and the data directory is just, it could be one PDF, it could be 10,000 pages, and then the pipeline will execute through all of that. Now here's the prompting. Prompting is just kind of pretty basic, right? Hey, pay attention to this metadata about the file, and then read this chunk, and then generate me a question. The answer prompt is very similar, and asking it to generate an answer to the question, and then our validator gives it a couple of rules of, hey, here's what a valid question and answer looks like, and then it will flag the results of the pipeline. So all this is to build and formulate good training data to then feed to our fine-tuning endpoint to service whatever open model that you want to customize with our fine-tuning. So awesome. Thank you guys. And we have a table out there if you want to come say hi and I can show you more. All right. Thank you.